Good evening and welcome in tonight's news. His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein inaugurates the second edition of Tawasul Forum. Hamas says it positively views a proposal for a ceasefire by US President Joe Biden as long as Israel commits to the new deal. And Gaza's health ministry says 95 Palestinians have been killed and over 350 others injured in the latest Israeli attacks on the Gaza Strip. To the details, hello and welcome again. His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al Hussein attended the second edition of Tawasul Forum. In remarks at the session on how education output can meet labour market demands, the Crown Prince called for further modernising and developing curricula to keep up with global developments in education. Organised by the Crown Prince Foundation, the forum aims at exchanging ideas and visions aligned with the interests of the Jordanian society and youth aspirations. Jordan condemned the Israeli parliament's attempts to classify UNRWA as a terrorist organisation and to remove the immunity of its staff. Foreign Ministry spokesman Soufiane Liqda said the ongoing Israeli attempts targeting UNRWA are illegal and unlawful and represent a violation of international law and the obligations of Israel as the occupying power. Liqda stressed the need for the international community to move immediately to provide protection for the Palestinian people and for the United Nations organizations and relief agencies that seek to mitigate the effects of the continuing Israeli attacks on Gaza and the occupied West Bank. Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safadi received a phone call from his U.S. counterpart Antony Blinken to discuss efforts underway to reach an immediate ceasefire and bring in sufficient and sustainable aid to the Gaza Strip. Blinken briefed Safadi on the proposal announced by the U.S. President to complete a prisoner exchange deal mediated by the United States, Egypt and Qatar. Jordan will host an emergency international conference on the urgent humanitarian response for Gaza on the 11th of June. In addition to Jordan, the event is co-organized by Egypt and the United Nations. The conference will be held under the title Call for Action, Urgent Humanitarian Response for Gaza at the invitation of His Majesty King Abdullah, the Egyptian President and the UN Secretary General. Heads of state and government and heads of international humanitarian and relief organizations are expected to participate. Palestinian group Hamas says it has a positive view of the contents of a three-phase ceasefire proposal announced by US President Joe Biden for a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. In a statement, Hamas confirmed its readiness to deal positively with any proposal that is based on a permanent ceasefire, the full withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza, the reconstruction of the Strip, and the return of the displaced persons to their homes. For his part, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said there could be no permanent ceasefire in Gaza until Hamas is destroyed. And in the Gaza Strip, the health ministry said Israeli attacks have killed 95 people and injured about 350 others in Israel's latest attacks on the enclave. The ministry added that the Palestinian death toll has climbed to at least 36,379 as the number of the wounded reached 82,407 since last October. And in the occupied West Bank, Israeli occupation forces detained 20 Palestinians, including a woman and former detainees. In a statement, the Palestinian Prisoners Society said the detentions took place across various West Bank cities, including Jenin, Nablus, Qalqilia, Bethlehem, Hebron and Jerusalem. Thank you so much for your time.